All right. In the back row, fourth row on the left side, fourth seat.
Jeff Ira Winderman from the South Florida Sun Sentinel. With you and Udonis Haslem in this series, can you sort of give us some thoughts on what it takes to maintain longevity in this league, and what's it like to sort of have that kind of ride in this league?
Man, what it takes, dedication, passion, sacrifice. You got to do the right things to be in this position, obviously. You got to be for the team. So I think all those qualities UD has, he's shown me those qualities. That's how I'm in the position today. He's been a good mentor, friend of mine for a while. So, watching him from afar, seeing how he's went about his business. And also, I live in Miami, so I've, seen his work from afar. So, studying that allowed me to get in this position. So, I just took it and put it to my use, and now I'm in the position I'm in today. So I just try to, relay that message to the young guys on, how to be in this league for a long time.
Staying on the left side, fourth row, Tanya.
Tanya Ganguly. Yeah, there's a lot of bugs in here. New York Times. Aaron was talking a little bit about the time you guys spent together several years ago in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
He's taken a very different role here than he had back then. I'm wondering what you've seen in terms of how his mentality has changed and what's allowed him to be open to that.
I've seen a lot of growth in there. Maturity. Obviously, when we were in Orlando together, he was young, still trying to find his footing in this league. But now I see, like I said, a much mature Aaron who's simplifying his game, not trying to do too much, but be effective in his pursuit of the game, letting the game come to him. His defense has been tremendous. I think his focus is now starting there, and he's allowing that to, carry over to the offensive end. But Aaron is, he's a workaholic. He's somebody who's worked on his game a lot in order to be at this point, and he's a big X factor, for us and what he brings to this team. So I've seen a lot of growth in him and, wanting to be in this position. For me, I think he's one of the best two-way players in this league. I don't think he get enough credit for that, but he's worked on it all. So I think, he deserves to be where he's at now.
Left side, second row.
Tyler King, Denver Gazette. Jeff, you had some matchups with Kyle Lowry back in your days in college, going to Georgetown Villanova.
I won those, by the way.
Yeah. Just curious if you remember anything else about those matchups and what it's been like to play against Kyle throughout your respective NBA careers.
Yeah, I love Kyle to death, man. He's been a good friend of mine. He's somebody who's a true competitor, like you said, since college. And like I said, I've won a lot of those games. But, he brings the best out of you. He's going to go out there and compete to the high level, for a high level. So, I've been loving this game ever since, college and since he got in the league and how he plays and his approach in the game. But, I think I have a good record against him, so I got to keep that going.
Fifth row on the left side.
Mick Miller, Fox 31. Jeff, obviously the mentality is 4 more wins, but on a big stage like this, knowing your basketball journey and everything that you had to overcome, do you allow yourself to have moments where you reflect on your journey and be proud of everything that you've been able to accomplish?
Of course. I think Monday was game 7 for them. So that's when it truly hit me, that we are in the finals. And you have to be appreciative of, these kind of things. They don't come too often. And especially given, my career, how my career has maneuvered through the years, I don't take these moments for granted. I try to be in the present time. Obviously, we all say 4 wins, but, for me, I take it game by game until that goal of 4 wins is dealt with. But I do appreciate, these moments, talking to you guys, looking out on the floor, seeing all the media, knowing what we're playing for and what it took to get here. And you just reflect on that, man. It's a blessing to be in this position, thankful. And, I just try to take it all in and appreciate it.
Second row on the right side.
Dan Devine, Yahoo Sports. Jeff, we were talking earlier about, your role with Aaron, the relationship you've got there. You are, as we said, one of the few Nuggets that's got finals experience, haven't been on the stage before. You talked about appreciating that. I'm wondering if there's anything that you're given to the other guys, the young guys, from your experience, something that you were able to pass down to them, say, like, this is what it felt. You mentioned the other day, stuck in the moment of, like, that feeling. How you kind of maybe try to help them get past that initial stuck and get back into business as usual.
Well, that was my message. I mean, I don't talk too often, but that was the message I gave when we won in LA. My message to the team was, appreciate this moment. We worked hard for this moment all season long. We made Denver Nuggets history with obviously the first sweep, getting to the conference finals, then getting to the finals. But embrace this moment, but understand there is still more to it than what we got to do. And I told them my experience as far as being stuck in that moment, that Game 7. Knowing that I'm getting to the finals, I was stuck there. I didn't allow myself to get past it because I was just taken back. You don't see all this media too often, so I was just a guy who was like a deer caught in the headlights. I was just stuck in that moment. So that was my message to the team, was to embrace it, love it tonight, but understand once we get our rest and we start practice, what's the bigger goal?
On the left side in the back.
Jenna Garcia, Clutch Points. Jeff, I know you were instrumental in the collaboration with Toby Wigwe on the song that you guys came out with for the conference finals. I'd just like to know, how did that collaboration come about, and what does that song represent for this team?
Well, I love his music, first and foremost. Toby's a great artist. His approach to the rap game is amazing. His pitch, everything. But I think that song in particular, he just has some words in there that fit, our team. And I think it was something that would be useful with the wording and the comparison to our team. And it was something that me and DJ, found, him being from Houston, DJ, Toby being from Houston. So I think it was something that, the team just collectively was like, if you like it, we like it. And then we're going to roll with it. And it's worked for our home crowd. So, that's something we're going to stick with. And, I'm going to continue to support Toby. Hopefully he can come out to a game. That'd be dope. But, he's a great artist.
First row on the right.
Jake Shapiro, Denver Sports. Jeff, do you think at all about the opposing coach and their strategy and your matchups with that coaching staff in the past and some of the stuff and strategies they've laid out?
Say that again?
Do you think about the opposing coaching staff and benches at all, and what that coach might do to you guys and the strategy?
Not too much. I think it's more of a thing that you just adapt as you play. You can't really worry about what they're going to do. You can't really try to pinpoint on the things that the coach is going to change. You can't predetermine anything. So for us, I think we have to continue our approach has it been since we started these playoffs. Be aggressive on both ends, try to get out and play our game. So I think that's something just we're going to adapt to as the game goes on.
Two more questions in the front.
The Denver Post, Jeff, you mentioned not really hitting you until Game 7, and that was finished. What was it like having so much time to watch the Eastern Series unfold, especially, looked like Miami might finish it early and then having Boston come back? Was it hard not to start planning for Miami when they're up 3-0? What was that stretch like for you guys as a team?
I didn't start planning for them. I think, for me being a vet, I understood, they're in the conference finals. Teams are going to battle. Boston battled. They got back in the series. I told my wife when Boston won Game 6, it almost felt like we've been sitting so long, it almost felt like we wasn't in the playoffs anymore because the only thing we was doing was just watching them, But, I watched two good teams battle, and, when they won, it was all right, now I refocus. But the time off, I think it helped in many ways. It allowed us to regroup, touch up on some things to better ourselves. But, I enjoyed that series a lot, and they showed me some things on both ends. So I'm looking forward to this matchup. But, no, to your question, I didn't try to, study just for Miami before when they went up 3-0 because I knew the team they was facing and in the position they was in.
Last question, Gary Washburn in the back.
Jeff, you had some tough times in Boston and you missed a year and you had the surgery. How have you changed as a player and as a man since those times? I mean, what's that decade been like? Do you reflect on? I'm sorry.
Decade. You just say long time.
Do you reflect on those times, and what was that like? Obviously, a very dark time in your career.
So you're asking, well, how was that time? How have I changed since then? Well, I don't think I've really changed. I think now the appreciation for the game the grind, the practices, everything that comes along with this NBA life, basketball, out off the court. I just appreciate it a lot more, man. Like I don't take it for granted. Obviously, what I went through, and when you're young, you think you're invincible until something happens and it halts your career or ends your career. So I was blessed enough to go through those dark times that you speak of and grow from it. And now my appreciation for the game, life, my everyday, interactions with people are a lot different. You see me walk through these halls. Everybody who works for this arena, I say hello to because I don't take them for granted. My teammates, I don't take for granted. My coaches, our chef, I don't take anybody who helps me prepare for my job for granted, this life for granted. So I think it's been a consistent thing for me since I went through those times, and it's something that helped me grow as a man, a person on and off the court. So I don't take them. I don't wish those moments on anybody, but I wouldn't trade it for the world because it helped me, grow in a lot of places.
Thank you very much.
Yep.